from Los Angeles, California, for the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who has sold his pants and underwear for change to bet on the ponies and is now jacking off to videos of Seabiscuit. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up?
And transmitting to us from the Danger Zone, the bearded booger-eating wingman known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo!
Oh yeah. We are indeed back once again. Geoff, you're looking a little rough today. How you holding up?
Yeah, I'm hurting. I went to I had my fantasy football draft yesterday, and those usually go really hard, and this one went harder than usual.
Yeah.
And
For those that don't know,
I'm suffering.
Final Fantasy Football it's like D&D but for even bigger virgins.
I can't believe your draft was this early.
Yeah, accommodations had to be met because a bunch of the guys in the league are like fathers and husbands, so they had like other family stuff, other trips or whatever, like kids softball events that were scheduled for the rest of the summer. So this is the best day for us to do it.
Good Lord,
And
man.
it actually was supposed to be Saturday, but we rescheduled to Sunday to accommodate someone, the only guy who actually didn't show up to the draft. So
Wow, so
that
you
was kinda
guys
weird.
you guys did that whole thing on a work night when you didn't even have to?
Yeah, we probably should have just done it on a weekend night instead, like the night before, because we rescheduled for someone who couldn't even make it. So
I hope you
It's
not
all
only
good, though.
kick them out of the league, but I hope you do a soap party, like in Full Metal Jacket. Like sneak into that guy's
did.
house and like have two people hold the sheets real taut so he can't get up, and then just fucking beat him with soap and socks.
he does have like some Gomer Pyle like features.
Oh.
He gives off a Gomer Pyle like vibe. So
Well, maybe you shouldn't then,
That'd be-
because then he'll murder you all.
just one of us. I'm the drill sergeant.
Yeah, who's the
Actually,
drill sergeant?
just
of
the
your
drill
group?
sergeant, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Who would be the drill sergeant of your group? Who would he off if he faced some sort of punishment and didn't take it well?
Probably this guy Shafe. I think he's the only one that would be in danger. Everyone else is pretty understanding. Shafe was kind of pissed, which is funny. He bitched about it throughout a couple times throughout the draft, but
I mean, I would have been
it was
pissed.
a lot of fun.
Like, you're not only on Mondays do you have MSPH obligations, but you also have your day job shit. So you're kind of
Yeah.
doing like double duties, and you're all hungover with no sleep, and you could have just spent yesterday recovering.
Yeah,
But Gomer Pyle,
yeah.
Gomer Pyle fucked you.
It's all good. I mailed in my work duties today. I'm very lucky in that sense. I don't have a schedule. I don't have any like quotas I got hit. I don't have any like daily minimums. I kind of come and go as I please. Everyone at my job is like kind of jealous of my situation because I don't have any complaints. I don't have like no one gives me shit. It's pretty sick actually.
Yeah, you're kind of like
So
the perfect employee. You just fly under the radar. You do your shit. Nobody busts your balls.
I mean, my job is easy. It's like, what are you gambling on today? And I have a little bit of leeway right now because there's no football, so it's a dead spot. So like they're not that tripping. I banged out like a 2,500 word article this weekend that I'm just kind of like living on. I'll do some stuff tomorrow. I'll have some stuff planned, but I definitely mailed it in today. I probably should just use a sick day, but I didn't. I don't know.
So what
I had some good momentum when I came home, but then I took a nap, and a nap, I don't know, it went from 10:30 to like until you called me at 10:35 essentially.
Oh,
or
10,
when 10:20.
When Shuddy Boy was
2020.
like in the group text being like, "All right, everybody's still good to go at 2:15," and you didn't respond, I was like, "Uh-oh." And then once we got on Zoom for a few minutes and you didn't show up, I was like, "Oh, I bet you Geoff is sleeping."
Yeah, dude. I blew right through the 2:20 start time.
You mentioned that you only slept like 2 hours last night, right?
Yeah, I got to sleep probably like 5:30.
Jesus.
I popped some Molly. I ate a couple chocolate mushroom bars. Like I got after it.
Oh my God.
A lot of this doesn't sound, now hearing these details, it doesn't sound like the fantasy draft's fault in full.
I mean, we did drugs because of the fantasy draft, though.
I've never been to a fantasy football draft where ecstasy and shrooms have been floating around in like candy dishes for snacks.
I've been getting laughed at for calling it ecstasy, Shuddy Boy. Apparently nobody does that anymore.
Oh well.
There is a difference, and I did technically get Molly.
Because I've been clowned on. I will still, to this day, anytime there's music that's like boots and socks and boots and socks and boots and socks, I'm like, oh man, who's listening to techno? And Carl clowns me every time. To this point, I just do it as a bit. But she's like, it's EDM. It's not techno. I'm like, no, you guys changed it to EDM because techno is a fucking joke. And you thought you could rebrand your way out of it. No. EDM is techno. Techno is lame.
Molly and ecstasy are different forms of the same synthetic drug.
Yeah. Molly isn't, at least what I had, is in a capsule. It's got powder. I mean, it's like ecstasy is just like a fucking, it's just like a pill. It's like
ecstasy is a pressed powdered tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody still calls it Molly now because there's a lot of drug use in John Cooper, and in one of the table reads we did a while ago, people were like, once or twice, like you usually call it Molly, but every now and then a character says ecstasy, and you might want to update that. It's a little dated there, Grandpa.
They said that to you?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't call me Grandpa, but it was like, all right, yeah, right. I gotta trust the whippersnappers on this one because I am by far the oldest person working on this movie.
I mean, you're one of the only people working on the movie currently,
and you're a fucking scab for that kind of.
Take that back, goddamn you! I am no scab.
All right, no scabbery. You're right. No.
Writers are on strike, and there you are working on your movie.
They're writing away.
Hey, it's an indie. You're allowed to.
Yeah, he's got one of those vouchers.
Although they are hiring scabs to write fucking soaps, daytime soaps. They hired a bunch of scabs so they could keep going, and people are pissed.
Yeah, dude.
But anyway, so. When you went to this draft party, did you know that Molly was going to be involved? Did you prepare for this, or did it get sprung on you and you're like, oh?
No, I mean, there's always drugs at this draft party. This draft party is sick. Like, this is like the only time these guys can kind of get out of the house, or one of the few times all year they can get out of the house. They go hard in the paint, right?
Yeah, but like,
I thought there were going to actually be more drugs at this fantasy draft party. To be honest,
it just doesn't sound like the two go together. Like, you guys are just, I draft Johnson, and you're like rolling your face off, and what do you just like everybody just suck each other's dicks afterwards?
No.
Speaking of Johnson,
no one really did. I don't think anyone did eat or mushrooms during the draft. So we got together at like 1:00 at this fucking mansion in Orange County. The place was sick. Like honestly, one of the best like pieces of property I've ever hung out in. It was fucking beautiful. But the draft was like from 1:30 to 4:30. And then, we got a keg. So we're all drinking all day. And the plan was for me and my buddy who carpooled from Long Beach that we're just going to get fucked up and stay there. And then just kind of one thing led to, I hit like a fucking wall at like 6 o'clock. Someone offered a Molly and I was like, down, like, fuck it. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to stay up. I want to party. Or playing drinking games and stuff. So that's what happened. Eventually, one of the guys brought a few of his homegirls over from coworkers that he's friends with. So it wasn't like a full on sausage party, but I mean, it pretty much was a sausage party. I mean, like, who are we kidding? It's a bunch of guys like fucking arguing about their fantasy football drafts, like popping Molly, playing beer pong. But it was a lot of fun.
All right, who wants to put on a wig and jack me off? So doesn't drinking kind of counteract, like cancel out the effects of Molly? I've heard the two can't really coexist. Like one will dominate the other. I mean,
I was hitting a wall, smoking pot, drinking, and I really thought I was gonna like pass out or maybe take a nap. But then I took the Molly and it kept me super awake. So it helped at least in that sense. I had a good body high. I don't know, like I was fucked up. I was blasted, but it was in a good way.
Got a boner? So at what point? At what point do the mushroom chocolates get called in?
The bathroom. I didn't do those until like I don't know, maybe like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Wow. Were you still rolling at that point?
Probably, yeah.
How many? Like I forgot what you said. Were they pills or powder? The Molly.
It was a pill. Pills. It was a capsule.
Oh, gel, like a gel tab with the powder in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many did you take again?
Just one.
And how long did it last for?
I'd say like 4 or 5 hours. Like I went to bed fucked up, but I don't know how much of that was alcohol, Molly, weed, mushrooms. Like I had it kind of all in my system. And I was feeling really good, but I don't really know when one ended and when the other began. I mean, I guess I kind of gave you the timeline, but like it was all just a positive feeling. It was just a lot of fun. So it was cool.
Yeah, because I know mushrooms. You always say mushrooms.
Dude, this house was sick.
Is Geoff frozen? Oh no, I see you moving.
No, you cut your audio cut out. You always said mushrooms, and then that was all we heard.
Yeah.
Oh no, I stopped because Geoff started talking, but then it like froze up a little bit. Sorry. Either way, because you always say mushrooms make you fall asleep. Like every time you take mushrooms, you just pass right out. So was the Molly able to keep you up, and you were able to trip?
The mushrooms are pretty mellow. That was mostly a body high, to be honest, and just kind of giving you the gigglies. I didn't get like a full on trip. I only ate like 2 or 3 of like squares on a mushroom chocolate bar. So like I wasn't ever gonna get like I wasn't gonna get like a full trip. Like that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, so we dropped at my buddy's aunt's house, Aunt Kathy. And it's a fucking mansion, right? But attached to it is like an Airbnb, a Disney themed Airbnb. And like all the rooms had a different theme. So there was a Little Mermaid room. There's a Star Wars room. There's a Peter Pan room. Which was a fucking trip at night. Like when you're on, Molly and mushrooms, like where the fuck am I going to sleep? And like there's a fucking Darth Vader helmet in one room and this big Star Wars sign. But it was sick. And then I showed you guys, and I put it on Instagram, but they had a game room. They had a whole bunch of board games, a foosball table, a pinball machine, and a castle arcade, which I never heard of. Shuddy, have you ever heard of a castle arcade?
No.
It's an arcade machine but it has 4,700 games on it, and you can just pretty much any I don't know, most any arcade game you could play.
Yeah, you texted me about it, and it's your text was kind of worded like you sent a picture, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it on your Instagram either.
Oh, my bad.
Remember, he was on shrooms and on Molly, so
Not at that time, but man, sorry, I thought I provided the context needed to understand what I was talking about. But yeah, so it was just a sick place to do the draft. It was a trip, though. It was a trip. Like this lady's got like a big old house to herself, or so I thought. I don't know. That was a whole nother side angle or side story that like threw me off, and like no one kind of broke down the housing situation to me until like 2 a.m. when I was fucking just bombed, like at the height of my inebriation. But Aunt Kathy is living with a guy who I thought was her kid. And there's a bunch of pictures around who look like the kid that Aunt Kathy was living with. And one of them was he's got a wedding ring up, and he's got this young Asian girl on his side who I would assume was his wife, right? And it turns out that while the guy she was living with looked exactly like that person, wasn't actually that person. So, and he's actually and like the guy that she lives with is a gay guy. So like I was thinking the whole time that Aunt Kathy was living in her big ass mansion with like maybe her son and her son's wife. I mean, the place is fucking huge, so that wouldn't be that weird to me, right? And then when this guy was hanging out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is part of the family. But then when everyone went to bed, like me and a couple of the homies, like they started talking like, what the fuck was with that guy? I'm like, just like, he's not like, I'm sitting there listening to the story, but to me, it was all like, it just all blew my mind. Like it all kind of like snuck up on me. I was like, well, wait a second. That's not her son. She's like, no one knows who that guy is. I was like, what? So there's the pictures of him. Like, that's not him. I'm like looking at the picture, like, what? That's not that guy. Like we're not. That's not the guy we're hanging out with. Like, no. So I don't know who the pictures are. I don't really know who this guy is. Apparently, he's just a gay roommate of Aunt Kathy. That's just like staying for free in like her fucking mega mansion. I don't know. That shit was a trip, and I'm just like on Molly, on mushrooms, like listening to this for the first time. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Who is this guy?
Wait, is this like some sort of Tyler Durden situation here?
For real, I didn't know what was happening, dude.
So did you end up crashing at that place?
Yeah, dude. I slept in the Peter Pan room. Or no.
I was in the Tinkerbell
bigger
suite
that I slept in. They all had their individual bathrooms. I should have taken more pictures because the place was fucking beautiful. It was incredible, honestly.
Did you sleep in like a race car bed or something?
No, but all the bedrooms in that Airbnb were Disney themed. I just couldn't pick up the theme in the room that I slept in. There was a Star Wars theme. There was a Little Mermaid one. There was Peter Pan one. I'm not sure what room I was in.
Do you think if we named it, you would know? It would ring a bell.
Was it the Ursula room?
I don't.
A Little
Was
Mermaid?
it the Black Cauldron room?
No.
It was something weird, like maybe some Mickey Mouse or some shit like that. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
It could have been Jungle Book. Is Jungle Book a Disney property?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, it could have been Jungle Book. But it was 5. Yeah, again, I think it was 4 or 5 different rooms. They each had their own bathroom. A lot of them had like beds and bunk beds. So it was like a 3 or 4 family Airbnb attached to like a fucking mansion. It was sick.
Man, do you know how this property was acquired? Is this like a Hollywood producer or?
The commissioner, it's his aunt. And his aunt is just like fucking loaded. She's, I don't know.
You don't know how?
She owns a couple properties in Orange County, and she owns like a temporary nurse placing agency.
Wow.
She has like she's fucking rich. Yeah.
Goddamn.
They were saying she has a fucking black belt, and she's like a sniper, like a really good marksman. Yeah.
Man, rich people are fucking weird, huh?
This lady had a lot going on. And
she's a black belt and a sniper, so she can like throw a bullet in the air and like roundhouse kick it into your head.
Yeah, but she was a fatter, older lady, so like hearing that was like, what? I don't think so. Her black belt, her ass ain't beating me up. Fuck that.
Oh, she would whoop your ass, Geoff.
I guess so. I mean, she's a black belt. I'm not trying to trifle at that, but again, she had to be like in her 60s, and she was like overweight. And it's just like hearing all this and then seeing this much younger guy. I don't know. It's just like for 9 hours, I had this impression of who this person was. And then when I'm on E and on Molly and mushrooms, I'm finding out that this person and her family are completely different. It's not really her family. And I don't know. This shit was a trip, but it might be the yearly host of our this place might be the yearly host of our fantasy football draft.
Man, if that's the case, can I play?
Rent it out next year for Airbnb. They were doing some renovations in the pool, so that made it a little less sick. But because they were doing renovations in the pool, she didn't have anyone staying there that weekend, so we just were able to crash for free.
Uh-oh.
It was a good time. Honestly, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm just paying for it right now.
Put in a good word. Get me in that Final Fantasy football draft for next year. I'll just set mine to auto and just sit there and eat a bunch of Molly.
Yeah, all right, man. There's a waiting list, but I'll see if I can get you to jump it.
Kevin just texted me from the Peter Pan room. Johnson. I don't know if there are any kickers named Johnson. I don't know, but Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Geoff.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, I'm paying the price for it right now.
So
I really wanted to have a healthy week and my summer strong, and it's just there's no way I'm doing anything healthy before Wednesday, really.
Well,
because tomorrow I got a podcast to do, I got some NFL prep to do, I'm going to see a movie. So I'm not going to get to the gym. I'm not going to cook meal prep. I think that's not going to happen. So maybe Wednesday. But that's MasterChef. I don't know. Back in the merry-go-round.
I don't know. It's fried chicken. I like fried chicken.
Wingstop for MasterChef Wednesday. Who says no?
So,
definitely not me.
I mean, did you manage to find a scale to weigh yourself?
Oh shit! No, I didn't. Sorry about that.
Jesus Christ, Geoff.
Sorry about that, fellas.
Now go knock on a neighbor's door and ask them if they have a scale you can step on real quick.
Too busy being a fucking drug addict, huh?
Fucking degenerate.
Wait.
One thing to do over the last 5 days.
No.
One thing we asked of you.
Too busy with Final Fantasy football.
I watched a movie.
So literally, Cheech and Bill don't have scales either.
I'm actually about to text Bill just officially get an answer on this one, but no.
Like, Bill and Cheech go to the gym a lot. And I know Cheech has been pretty active about losing weight recently, right? Or am I just making that up? I thought I heard them, either Cheech or Bill.
He goes to the gym all the time.
Saying
but
that.
I think there's scales at the gym.
Yeah, but scales are like, what, $20?
Well, my official weight for the weigh-in while we're talking about it is 201.2.
Okay.
Can we just push it back a week? Can we all pump up 1 week and we'll do it next week?
Nope.
No, because that's
You're
how
fucked,
I
Geoff.
got in this mess in the first place.
Yeah, because let's be honest,
right.
but what are the odds that Geoff actually finds a scale by next week either?
Who knows?
Shuddy, can you
It's a
give me
toss up.
screen share? Do I have screen share?
Yep, you have screen share, sir.
Okay.
Bill said we don't have a scale, and I don't want that info. So we're kind of on the same page here. None of us want to know our weights.
You're a fucking pussy.
Kevin
here's-
just wanted to show a picture of his feet.
Yeah, because I'm Captain Foot guy. So there's my official weigh-in, 171.4. That was taken this morning at Carl's place. Last weekend when I weighed myself there, I was like 168. I was still under 170, and I fucking gained. Because remember, I weighed myself here with my shitty scale, non-digital, and I was like 175. And I was like, how the fuck did I gain 7 pounds in a weekend? But I kind of started already. I didn't do the whole method we were talking about of, stuffing my face and eating a bunch of cake. So I actually did eat responsibly all last week, and I still gained weight.
171.4, right?
Yeah.
I'm 30 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah, I'm probably 80 pounds heavier than Kevin. I might be 250. If I'm more, I don't even want to know. That would be very disheartening. I don't think I'm more, but who knows?
What was your biggest? 285, I think you said?
Yeah, 287. It's the highest number I got to, or 289. 287, 289.
And was that when you were in college? Because there's pictures of you where it's like very shocking. It doesn't even look like you.
Right after college, technically.
Okay. Like that picture of you in the sombrero.
Sprance, I was like,
whoa.
My all-time. Yeah. Yeah. When I was working with Sprance, I think was like my all-time high.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw some picture. It was like your birthday, and it was like me, Paul, your brothers, and we were all like standing around you with your birthday cake, and you were pretty fucking svelte.
Yeah. Yeah, I put on weight. It sucks, dude. I just love eating takeout. You can't really help it.
I didn't limit myself for anything since Wednesday, but I slammed the brakes on everything today.
I did misbehave a little bit. Carl and I
worked on
what's up?
Cutting out the I started cutting out the soda once we started talking, so that wouldn't be so difficult today. So
Shuddy.
That's a bummer.
His true addiction. It's not boogers. It's soda.
100%. There are literally 3 full 12 packs of Baja Blast, and then 2 unopened 6 packs of 20-ounce bottles of Baja Blast, and 1 that's missing 2.
I mean, I texted.
Yeah, like just do like Baja Blast key bumps before you went into rehab.
It's like the little methadone cups. Just Shuddy getting like little Baja Blast. Oh God, come on! I just need my fix. I just want the flavor.
Yeah, it's like when Nick Cage is taking Jared Leto to rehab in Lord of War, and he just gives him one more fucking line. Jared Leto's like, "You're a good brother."
That's
what I started. Was that Draven? Did he give you? Did he feed you some Mountain Dew? Like, oh, you're a good son.
But I started tracking my caloric intake this morning.
Oh wow, you're going.
I'm playing to win, bitches. I'm playing to win, both over you guys and it getting healthy.
I did have a few moments of weakness. I'm just trying to like every time I get hungry, I try to like psych myself out, and I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. You should be hungry a lot, because if you're hungry, that means you're your body's needs food and you're denying it. So like every time I would get hungry, I live right by a fucking grocery store, so I would just be like, it's not that bad if I just go across the street and get a bag of Smart Food and just eat some popcorn while I'm watching a movie, or get myself some fucking douche chips, get some salt and vinegar chips. But like at this point,
I never killed anyone.
no snacks. My place is snack free. But over the weekend I did eat. Carl and I watched the last episodes we had to finish season 2 of Is It Cake? And it's impossible to watch that show and not want to eat fucking cake. And I was also very high. And then Carl was like, well, I bought cake ice cream from Trader Joe's. And I was like, we're eating it. We're fucking eating it. And we ate
I ate all the gummy candy in the house over the weekend, so it was out of here.
How much was there?
There were 2 decent-sized bags of the Nerd Clusters and Swedish Fish.
Oh, I fucking love Nerd Clusters.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah. Underrated snack. Them and Sweet Tart Ropes. Here we are. We're all just going to talk ourselves back into fucking eating candy and gaining weight.
I know.
Starting next week. Come on.
Today, my snacks today have been an apple with some peanut butter and some honey wheat pretzel sticks. Like, fuck. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm going to... I also went to the movies, and it was an AMC. And I don't know how long they're going to have those fucking green apple ices, the Ninja Turtle ones, so I got another one. I couldn't fucking help it. You know what else I couldn't help? I bought this fucking thing.
You bought that?
Yep.
Draven would not let me buy it. Draven's like, we don't need that.
Who's the parent?
Draven is the...
You
I know.
fucking karate
I
chop
know.
him in the neck and buy it, and then say that's coming out of your allowance.
Was that popcorn?
So I went up and I was like, I want the fucking tin. Because sometimes I'll air pop popcorn, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 times a month. I got some shitty little popcorn maker like a couple years ago. And it air pops it, so it is utterly fucking flavorless. But I'll melt like a tiny thing of butter and I'll drizzle it and put some salt on there, so it's at least got something. But a couple times a month I'll do that, and I put it in mixing bowls, and I'm eating popcorn like a bitch. And when I saw this, I was like, I would much rather eat popcorn out of this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem tin. And look at it, the top of it has like a NYC sewer cap to it.
How much was that thing?
It was $30.
That's like the Optimus Prime one was really fucking cool, but that was like $50.
Oh yeah, if
And
it was
that's-
$50, I wouldn't have got it. But I was like, all I want is the tin. It comes in like some whole big collection. I'm like, I just want the tin. And the guy was like, well, I can't sell the tin separate. I have to. It's the collector's bundle. So I also got a cup. They gave me a cup with like a little Michelangelo topper that goes on it. And then it also comes with a mask. And it's kind of luck of the draw on which turtle you're going to get. So I got Michelangelo, which is pretty cool. But
Who's your
Well,
favorite?
now you have...
I tried it on in the theater, and Carl was like, immediately was like, take that off. Take it off now. She's like looking over her shoulder, see if anybody saw it.
Well, what movie did you go see that you're wearing? Like, maybe it would have been excusable if you were watching Mutant Mayhem again, but if...
I wasn't. And even if we were, she would have been like, take it off, take it off, take it off, right now.
Watching Oppenheimer. This fucking Michelangelo mask.
Sound of Freedom.
That'd be a cool okay, classic right there.
Do I look cool?
That'd be a cool
You
mask.
do
to
look
wear.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
look pretty
thought.
rad.
She told me I look lame and that I should take it off, but I think I look cool right now.
Yeah. Carl
YouTube.
being a fucking teenage Ninja Turtle Grinch.
Just being
It's
a real
bummer.
shredder.
Yeah.
I bet you
Well
everybody
done,
on
yeah.
YouTube is going to remark on how cool I look too.
What
Are
a
you going to wear
cringe
this
he
for the rest
was.
of the podcast? You
No,
should do
that-
Michelangelo cosplay for the rest of this.
This fucking tin is cool though. Like they even put designs on the inside. Like, they really fucking went all out with this. I tell you what, man, I might have to go do another viewing and update my score, because ever since I saw that movie, it's like all I can think about. It's turned me...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You're thinking in cartoons.
It's like reverted me back to being a 7-year-old. I'm just like, all I want to do is Ninja Turtle related things. I want to fucking stuff my fucking fat face with pizza, and I want to play Ninja Turtle video games while there's a second screen. Like, I want a Geoff football matrix. I want to get more TVs installed in my living room, so one could be showing episodes of Ninja Turtles, one could be playing the movie, and then the other one I'm playing a Ninja Turtle video game.
Did you get the Cowabunga collection video game?
I did. Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, I have that. I did a nerd hole on it on Patreon. I got Shredder's Revenge. I think I did a nerd hole on that as well. So there's a decent amount of Ninja Turtle content on the Patreon. I also did a Hijack Snack Attack and ate the big New Yorker that they brought back at Pizza Hut.
I saw that.
Which is probably
How was
why...
it?
Dude, I saw a reflection of myself walking, and like not only were my titties jiggling through my shirt, but there were fucking bonus titties all over me. Just, I look like a waterbed that somebody just got off of.
Understand that for as bad as you think you look, I look worse. I'm fatter, so.
Like, I know, Geoff, you weigh
the
more, but
official number.
I don't hold weight well at all. Like, it doesn't evenly distribute. It all just goes... Like, I almost turn into a Ninja Turtle. Like, it's like I have a big shell in my midsection. My arms don't get any bigger. My legs don't get any bigger. It's my fucking tits and my sides and my stomach. And I just get more rolls. I don't plump out. So it's just so offensive. And, you know, my... big fat nips. That's horrific. It's just bad. It's just all fucking
who can
bad.
forget that? Dude, if you lifted weights though for like I don't know, 4 or 5 months, you could really lean out.
I know. I
Get a
did it
nice
before,
figure, probably.
like 12 years ago, but
Well,
I'm getting back.
I mean, isn't this challenge gonna bring you back to the weightlifting?
I hope so.
The weight room.
I mean,
My goal is to be 180 by Christmas.
is that what we're cutting this off at?
I mean, I figured it would be for the length of from now until the end of fall, or until we give up, whichever comes first. Jeff's given up, and we haven't even started yet.
Yeah, Jeff's gonna give up.
yeah.
Who knows? So who knows how long we'll...
Yeah,
So how do I make up for this? If I just send you guys my weight tomorrow, it's not as fun for the show, but like that works, right?
I think it's more fun for the show that you weren't weighed for today,
Yeah.
if we're being honest.
You just
All right, cool.
you just proved what everybody in the Puminati knows, Geoff. You're just a fucking fart that made a wish on a shooting star and became a human, kind of.
That might be the nicest thing you ever said to me. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you guys my weight, and I don't know. I don't plan on dieting that much. A little bit, but I'll just work out some more. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I'll start. I mean, the diet, it's going to be tougher on winter, so I probably should diet like a little bit in the fall, and then in the winter, the wheels are going to come off.
What's the excuse in winter? Because I feel like every time we like just now, you just made like 15 excuses, like, oh, but I have a podcast, and then a thing, and then it's winter and
sports season, winter, Christmas cookies.
Okay, well, just eat Christmas
Jingle
cookies
jangle.
once. Like it's
that?
it's about to be Halloween season. I'm not saying the S word, and I will eat one Reese's pumpkin in celebration.
Kevin, how tall are you?
That's just not living.
I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
We'll go 5'9" for official tracking purposes. Jeff, how tall are you?
6'4".
I'll go 5'11".
But that's only if I start measuring from behind my balls. How tall are
You're
you,
really pulling
Shuddy?
out the zingers.
I'm 5'5". I'm like 5'7.5". I always used to tell everybody 5'8", but I'm leaning towards now just telling everybody 5'7". And
Yeah, I used to tell everybody I'm 5'10", but I think I'm 5'9.5", and then you rounded my bitch ass down.
I'm 5'10.5", probably, and I rounded myself up without giving you guys any input. So 5'11". It's my official score. That's what it says on my license too.
Geoff, do you still drink a lot of soda?
Yeah. I never really, oh, not never, but no, I don't drink a lot of soda. I'll have a Mexican Coke every couple weeks, or like if I go to In-N-Out, I'll usually get like a soda, but I don't know. I'll say maybe a soda once a week
I feel like
at
Shuddy,
most.
being a soda junkie, that might give you the edge here, because just cutting out soda
I'm
cuts.
by this time next week, I'll have dropped probably 4 pounds.
Yeah, and you probably don't even have to
Yeah.
do anything but just stop drinking soda.
That helps him out
But that'll
for
level
sure.
off. That like I'll get a huge jump on you guys, but then it plateaus. That's only going to get me so far.
Yeah. Well, Shuddy, what the fuck happened to you? You sent like some weird ominous text to us today.
Oh yeah, man. You all right?
So this morning, I was doing some running around for the stores, and I just got back home to start doing my admin work for the stores. And I get a text message from Sharon that's just a sad emoticon. Nothing else. Nothing else. So I get worried, I call her, and she's like, "Oh, the picture hasn't come through yet?" I go, "No." And then she's like, "Okay, well, this is the situation. They found a dying baby kitten at her work."
Yikes.
So I
Where
went.
where does she work? Can we talk about that?
She works at a dying kitten factory.
No, she works at a pool and patio furniture store. But
Oh wow. So it's
we're relatively rural in Quakertown, if the name
What?
wasn't. Yeah, I know. So there are lots of feral cat colonies. So kittens running around where Sharon works is not unusual, but this one was in rough shape. So I bought kitten formula, went and tried to help
Wait.
it, and it was just
Where did you buy kitten formula from?
the pet store, PetSmart to be exact.
Oh, I didn't even know kitten formula was a thing.
Yeah.
this is gonna turn into like fucking True Detective season 4. Shuddy's gonna find out who killed this cat.
And so then I went and tried to just held this. This thing was so tiny. I've never held a kitten this small in my life. And I'm going to get a lot of shit for it because maybe because it's a stray feral cat, nobody should give a shit. But it broke my heart. It's been eating at me all day. I ended up having to be put down when it got taken to the vet because it was seizing.
Oh, Jesus.
But I was there with like an eyedropper trying to feed it formula, give it water, and like its body temperature was just I've never done something like that, and I'm not a big cat person, so for it to shake me this way
Man, I thought
was unexpected.
I thought that text was going to be something funny, like you sharded or like
No.
Miles chewed up your He-Man collection.
No, like I really
I thought
was
it was gonna be
crying.
worse.
I really was crying when I said, like, my eyes were, the waterworks were going as I sent that text message about having a traumatic morning.
I named the cat and everything. Named him Jeff Clark.
Did Sharon regret asking you for help when she saw you get all emotional?
I think she kind of, well, no, she knew how I was going to be. She knew.
You're a
Because
big softie.
she was there when both Ruby and Lily died. And she knows that those were really traumatic for me. So.
How long ago did Ruby go? Because I remember we used to see her on the Zoom every now and then never really heard from her. So I always assumed she had passed, but never wanted to bring it up in case it was a sore subject.
A little over a year ago.
Oh my God, that's longer than I
or
expected.
maybe even longer than that.
Damn. Ruby was the ferret?
Correct.
Man.
It's
Well,
too bad, man. So are you going to become a cat, dude? You going to get a cat?
That was my first instinct, was like, well, now we need to go find another feral kitten and save it to make up for not saving this one. But
the hell am I
that
going to do with
seems
all
like-
this kitten formula?
that seems like a rash decision. That seems like an emotional and not well thought out decision, because I really would prefer my stuff not smelling like cat pee. So if
Yeah.
there was a way that we could do that without that being a possibility, I'm in.
That's a tough one, you know?
I think you should just cut your losses and mix that kitten formula with Mountain Dew and just use that to finish off the rest of your secret stash.
So, yeah, it was the cute. It was so tiny.
Yeah, I mean, when we were doing a
Went
location
to cat
scout,
heaven.
and when we find something that we think works, we take a bunch of pictures of it from all angles and send it to all the different department heads and be like, all right, this is what we're working with here. And there were these people sitting on this bench for where we wanted to shoot an outdoor scene. And we were like, don't mind us. We're just taking a picture. We're not trying to take pictures of you. And they're like, oh, are you here for the kitten? And we're like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, some kitten just fell out of this tree and it's in the bush. And we were like, whoa. Where? And I peek in, and this adorable little black cat with like big blue eyes, looked like something out of Puss in Boots. And it was just like, mew, 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 just like mewing at us. And it was friggin' adorable. So, of course, like, I took a picture of it, and they were like, yeah, we think it got abandoned by its mom, and I don't know, we don't want to touch it or anything, but we might end up taking it home if the mom doesn't come back soon. And my mom, one time when I was like 19 or 20, a feral cat, or maybe it was even a neighbor's cat, who knows, but some random cat gave birth in my stepdad's woodshed. And at some point, the kittens all became old enough to where, they could be separated from the mom. And they were so damn cute. I was just like, I was a cat guy when I was a little kid, but once my allergy sort of developed, I never really fucked with cats, became more of a dog person. But I was like, you know what, I'll take that cat. I'm moving into I think I was already living in my first apartment. And I got that cat, and this fucking thing never got domesticated. I would come home from work, and this thing would be on the walls with its claws dug in, like into the sheetrock. This thing was a fucking psychopath. So I don't know. You might not have wanted to keep that feral kitten, because
It can be. My aunt and uncle took in a feral kitten when I was little, and it would flip on a dime from being super sweet to being fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I would be petting this thing, and it would just flip over and just start like shredding me with its claws and chewing me to the bone. Little psychopath. But yeah, I kind of thought your story was going to be a little bit more funny, Shuddy Boy.
Sorry. I that is sort of my fault, because I did then say I'm probably just being dramatic. So that would lend it the possibility that I was just being dumb and it was something amusing.
Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, I brought everything
so
down.
It's a happy story for me.
Yeah, Geoff is our resident Alf. Oh, one less cat on the planet. Off to a good start.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, it's a net win for society.
Yeah. Well, Geoff, as long as we're talking about like bummer things, updates on bummer things, your grandpa still doing okay?
Yeah, he's still alive.
I mean,
That's the latest that I got at him.
on the surface, somebody at the dinner table barfing all over themselves is kind of like, prime grounds for some jokes, but not when it's a loved one who's older. And I could only imagine how fucking alarming that must have been to see in person,
Yeah, it was a trip. No,
So-
I think he's no more Italian food, just back on his standard, just
You think it was just the food that got him?
crackers and water. I don't know. Hey, the whole scenario didn't help him out, I guess. I can't really explain why he threw up.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about your grandpa here and there over the week, and it's just that had to be fucking freaky.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I know
he's an old guy, but
we make a lot of jokes here on the podcast, but think about if that happened to you. You're just sitting there at dinner with a grandparent that you love, and they just instantly just start like uncontrollably barfing all over themselves. That would freak me the fuck out.
I mean, I'm happy he didn't have to go to the hospital and it wasn't like a medical emergency. But yeah, it was kind of like a scary thing. It just happened in the middle of a bunch of other family kind of dinner shenanigans that it was like, I don't know. It probably was the highlight of the dinner, but it might not have been, which just kind of gives you an idea of how just fucking crazy the dinner was. But we talked about that at length already. As far as I know, he's doing all right. My grandmother has texted me a few times since, and she didn't have any bad news, so it's all good.
Good, that's good.
Yeah, man.
So what movie did you end up going to see?
I didn't go and see a movie. I stayed at home and watched They Cloned Tyrone on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think?
Man. Perhaps one of the greatest movies ever made. I loved it. It was so awesome, dude.
That shit ruled, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to remember your review and I can't. Did you not spoil anything?
No.
Because I went into it pretty fresh and not knowing what I was going to get into. And I didn't even see the trailer. I just pretty much, I read the synopsis, saw the thumbnail on Netflix, was like, oh, that's interesting. Heard your review. And then I ended up throwing it on Friday when I was hanging out with Cheech. Cheech loved it as well. And I say this in a good way. It was a 2-hour movie, but it felt like 4 hours long. Like there was so much
That's not really a compliment.
No, but I don't know. The story was so loaded that it just felt like longer than it was, I guess. And I don't mean that in a bad way. So maybe I gotta I don't know, rework my compliment, but I don't really know much about John Boyega. I know he was in Star Wars, but he was good. The chick was awesome. And Jamie Foxx, I want to hang out with that character. I want that character in my life. That guy was fucking awesome.
Yeah, his pimp. What was his name again? It was Charles something. God, why am I blanking on his name? I could see it on Letterboxd, but yeah, I kind of intentionally left the plot description when I was reviewing it vague because I did the same thing as you. I didn't watch a trailer. I read the synopsis, and I really like John Boyega, and the first thing I ever saw him in was a sci-fi movie that kind of took place in the hood. Yeah, Attack the Block, and I fucking love Attack the Block. I love that movie.
So is my brother.
And I was like, wait a second, John Boyega is in another sci-fi movie that takes place in the hood. I'm so fucking down. And
yeah,
I was a
Jamie
huge fan.
Foxx is called Slick Charles in that movie.
There we go, Slick Charles. Yeah,
he's a Pam. One of his hoes is also a main character. Her name is Yo-Yo, and then John Boyega was Fontaine. And yeah, I mean, she classified it as like a science fiction Get Out almost.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. And I don't know, like the whole thing was just a trip. It was like its own world, right? Because she's talking about the blockchain and stuff. And like some of the references they made were like to modern culture, modern topics, but it was like had like a 70s vibe to it, 70s feel to it.
Everybody was wearing kind of 70s clothes. The cars were all like very 70s looking, and it was even shot in a style like the color palette of the movie was very 70s. They had a grainy filter done to it. It just, I don't know. I feel like every decision they made with this movie fucking worked. It was funny. It was intriguing. It was interesting. Like, it kind of has you like waiting for like the next little tidbit of information to drop and all the mystery elements.
And then the character that popped up at the end, I thought was like a cameo and surprise, and I was fucking pumped when he showed up.
Yep. Yeah.
And I did like a fist pump. Like, yes.
Yeah, and the woman who plays Yo-Yo was fucking hysterical.
Oh yeah,
I really
she was
liked
great.
Her. Yeah,
I have nothing bad to say about this movie. Me and Cheech watched it. I gave it a pretty heavy recommendation to my brother Bill. He might have watched it today while he was working, so I'll get a review out of him or a score out of him. But I thought it was great. The whole time I was like fucking glued in, and I thought it was just like a very unique story or presentation. So I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Like, I thought it was fucking great.
Yeah,
probably one of my favorite things I've seen all year, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't heard from anybody who's seen that movie who had anything bad to say about it.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would ding it for. It's just it was fucking sick. So I heavily endorse and recommend They Clone Tyrone.
Yep, seconded. Great soundtrack
Sure,
too.
You got to give it a shot.
All right. I mean, I know that you guys had talked about it, and it did come across my radar, so maybe I'll watch it.
Ah, Shuddy with the maybe. This fucking guy. When I went to the theater and bought my fucking very cool purchase for a 41-year-old man, my Ninja Turtles popcorn tin.
And the mask.
And my Michelangelo mask. I went to see, because nothing really came out this week. I don't know, it was a very light week for the movies. Like, next week is Blue Beetle and Strays, which I'm interested in seeing both. So I might have to make 2 trips to the theater next weekend. But went and saw something that's been out for a few weeks. I was kind of pushing for that new vampire movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which I guess basically covers just one chapter, if not the first chapter, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, the book, just of Dracula's coffin crossing the ocean. And kind of got vetoed. Carl wasn't feeling it, so we saw Haunted Mansion, the remake of Haunted Mansion. I had not heard...
the remake of the movie about a Disney ride.
Yes, and I will go on the record, I have never seen the original, the one with Eddie Murphy. I've been wanting to see it, but that doesn't have good reviews either, so I kind of always just... like, it always took a back burner. But, yeah, we went and saw the new one because I really like Lakeith Stanfield. I think he's awesome. And... it's got a stacked cast, like Rosario Dawson's in it, Jamie Lee Curtis, Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Jared Leto. I was just like, all right, there's enough people that I like where even if the movie kind of sucks, it's a whole bunch of actors that I'm huge fans of, and I really like the Haunted Mansion ride. I think I like the vibe of it. You know, I like all the holographic ghosts. It's got a nice family-friendly, creepy Halloween vibe to it. And I just like anything that involves haunted, creepy old mansions. Like is it Barry Sonnenfeld did the 90s Addams Family movies? Like I fucking love those movies. And this kind of had that Addams Family mansion vibe to it. It wasn't bad. Like, the reviews, I think, are a little bit too harsh. It wasn't great, but I think it has like a 39% or something on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't think it's doing all that well with the audience either. But, I mean, Carl liked it a lot more than I did. Carl was all about it. And I had another fucking instance of dealing with AMC garbage people. That was really unfortunate.
We get into a fight.
I wanted to, but no. I kept my mouth shut. But there was these two older women at the end of the row that would not shut the fuck up for the entire movie. Like, repeating every punchline. It's like, we fucking heard it. The guy just said it. You don't have to fucking repeat it in the stands. What are you, nuts? And they must have been enthusiasts of the ride because they kept doing that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like pointing at the screen every time something from the ride came up. And it's like, all right, calm the fuck down. You guys are older than me. And then some little kid sitting next to me who was having like the worst ADD attack ever. Like, she clearly was not feeling the movie, had a windbreaker on that she was like rolling around in her seat and would take the windbreaker off and then immediately put it back on and then immediately take it off. And then she had a cold or some shit. She couldn't breathe through her nose, but rather than breathe through her mouth, which would make logical sense, she fought through 10 pounds of snot in her nose to breathe only through her nose. So the entire movie, all I heard was... and then these fucking cackling hens on the other side of me. At one point, this little girl took a bottle of water, put it in the cup holder on her armrest, and was like she was playing Mortal Kombat. It was rattling the entire row of seats. And then she sunk her arm into her windbreaker and bitch slapped her bottle of water for like 90 seconds straight, just like this. Like,
what kind of garbage humans let their kid act like that?
I don't know. I'm starting to think it's not an AMC problem. I think it's a humanity problem. I think
it is a humanity problem.
Humans are just fucking garbage. Nobody gives a flying fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Man, I think you should take it easier on AMC. Outside of the Nicole Kidman thing, I don't think it's an AMC issue that you have.
But anyway, I mean, the movie.
Yeah, not as bad as people said.
It wasn't. Like, it takes place in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I like seeing movies that take place there. Lakeith Stanfield killed it. It had more heart than I thought it would. Had some pretty solid, effective, emotional moments, and you know, the imagery I wanted. Cool ghost effects, family friendly, creepy shit. Which I don't know, as a horror movie junkie, I feel like that has its place, and I was not offended by this movie. Like I said, wasn't great. A lot of jokes sort of landed with a thud. Tiffany Haddish was in it. She was pretty good. But, like, I don't know. It was fine. There's nothing offensive about that. It was like a 3.25 dicker. I don't think it was... And man, I feel like it really bombed, too. I think Disney's going to be feeling the sting of that for a little bit. Like when I went to log it on Letterboxd. So I'll go up to the top tab of the popular movies this week. So Barbie, which was number one at the box office again, has been watched 1.45 million times just by Letterboxd users. Oppenheimer has just a tick over 1 million views. Ninja Turtles finally crossed the 100,000 mark. That's at like 108,000. And Haunted Mansion, which has been out for quite some time now, has only been logged, hold on, I'm trying to pull it up here, a whopping 39,000. Oof.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know, though. It wasn't terrible. I feel bad. I feel like it's getting done dirty.
You even take out your AMC woes onto this movie score. You're a
I
better
did.
man than me.
I'm trying to be a better person.
You're a better man than me.
Maybe I was just happy that I had my last green apple icy.
And
get me
you
through it.
didn't have to go jump through all those hoops to get it this time, did you? Was this a smooth, seamless
It was better,
acquisition?
but I still had to get in the elevator and go to a different concession stand because without an error light, without a sign saying this one's broken, went up to hit the button to fill it and nothing came out despite being full of green slime through the little clear window. So we did have to go up to the second concession bar and get it filled up there, but man, those things are fucking delicious. Oh my goodness. Damn it. This whole fucking weight loss thing, I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be cranky as shit through this whole thing.
Just not do it. Come on.
All this delicious stuff that I want to eat and can't. Shuddy boy, do you think you're gonna be a sour Sally through this whole thing?
At least this first week. Like last night, since I knew that this was coming, I decided after the the DMC show that I wanted something decadent for dinner, and tried my hand at making s'mores pancakes, which was a fucking disaster. It was, I mean, they tasted fine. They were the ugliest pancakes I've ever seen in my life.
They tasted fun?
Yeah, they were good. They still tasted good. I mean, it was pancakes, chocolate chip, marshmallows, graham crackers, and Hershey's chocolate syrup. Like,
What?
yeah.
That sounds amazing. God damn. I want that.
Like I had a picture of how they were going to turn out in my head, and it didn't turn out that way at all. But they were good. But yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to going on a grilled / baked chicken and rice diet. But that's what's coming.
Look, man, Shuddy, you and I, we're middle-aged. Jeff, you probably are too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm well past my medium point.
I'm probably going to cancel my AMC membership because I just don't see how I can enjoy a movie without Sour Patch Kids and a nachos with 2 cups of cheese.
Oh my god. So
Wow.
What are we living for, guys? We're not having fun. Come on. Shuddy's got to cancel his movie pass for him to do something he's not really probably that into.
No, I really want to lose weight. I'm getting stretch marks again, and I'm not cool with that.
You just pointed to your titties when you said that.
That's because that's right where they are, right here. Like I can feel them.
Oh,
right
dude!
here.
If you can feel your titty stretch marks through your t-shirt, you definitely have the ability to be titty fucked.
Actually, they're not that bad. It's just a wrinkly shirt. I mean, I'll show you. They're not. I don't even know if you can see them on here. Oh, yeah, you can a little bit right there.
At least you don't have big pregnancy nipples like I do.
But I don't really have, like, they're not.
I do feel like Jeff could still titty fuck you. He might get rug burn on his dick from that fucking taco meat you're working with there.
You got the Austin Powers chest hair.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
Shuddy getting real cranky through this.
Dude, I'm gonna get cranky.
What's really going to happen is I'm going to get obsessive about it. And that's how this has always been successful for me, is like it becomes everything I do. I fixate on it.
Yeah, we're going to be like 3 weeks in, and Shuddy Boy is like, I haven't bought a He-Man figure yet. I haven't bought any toys, just broccoli.
So, we'll see. I know exactly how many calories my dinner is for the night after this.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling this is a heads-up battle right now. This is just you and me, Shuddy. And
I mean, I haven't entered the competition until I submit my weight, right?
I mean, you're in, but you've already made excuses up until the winter, like past well into 2024.
I've mentally made peace with losing.
That's just because you're so used to it from queef or no queef. I'm hoping that by the time football season actually starts, I'll be disciplined enough that it won't be a problem. But
doesn't it take 6 weeks to change your habits? Isn't that what the supposed time frame is, or is it 2 months?
Wait, according
I thought
to
it was 21 days. How long
till a behavior becomes a habit?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually was doing pretty well with losing weight until that fucking baseball blew my thumb up.
So
something.
It takes around 2 months for a new behavior to become automatic. In some studies, it took anywhere from 18 days to 254 days to form a new habit.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude,
So
football
Jeff's gonna be
season's
in
like
the-
in 3 weeks.
Geoff, I'm hoping to be on one end of the spectrum. Jeff's looking to be on the other end.
Yeah, Shuddy Boy is logging, a plate full of broccoli into his fucking app, and Geoff is turning to Cheech and be like, "You want to see how many wings I can fit in my mouth at once?"
I had fucking mustard as a dip for my French fries today because it has 0 calories.
Yeah, but French fries are fucking the worst thing you could eat.
They were air fried, buddy.
Really?
They were air fried. It was just air fried potatoes, buddy. Air frying is going to be having that air fryer is going to be huge for you in this.
Yeah, but like Geoff, ever
I'm
since
relying on weightlifting. That's how I'm going to go about it.
I'm relying on chopping my legs off at the thigh.
Yeah, I got a whole I have like a big bowl here, but I'm just going to cut it off, and then I win.
Just lean your belly up against a deli slicer.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep going till I say when.
Oh
Man, I spaced out. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Sure, it was retarded. So you try to find something else to talk about if you want.
I just heard.
I mean, you have spooky season. Otherwise, you don't have any real excuses.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about spooky season is basically starting already?
Yeah, dude, I've seen some spooky season stuff. It's
Duncan
coming for you.
is gonna have their pumpkin flavors out at the end of this week.
Ralph's has already had their Halloween section up for a couple weeks now.
I mean spooky season.
Nope, F you. I mean, we're halfway through August right now. So, I mean, next week's episode, I'm probably going to have my decorations up. Because I have I'm going to be like MIA for pretty much 3 weeks of September, and that chops a huge portion out of
maybe. There's some ducks that need to fall in a row before you can commit to that.
I mean, if you're talking about the strikes, 2 days into the strike, our SAG rep reached out and was like, "You guys don't have any deals cut with streamers or studios, do you?" And we're like, "What?"
Absolutely not.
No. Like, do you guys have any affiliations with studios or streamers? And we're like, no. And they're like, all right, well, you qualify for a waiver, like, to shoot during the strike. So they, like, on the 3rd day of the strike, they sent our executive producer the form to fill out. So, like, it was SAG's idea to be like, hey, you guys can still shoot.
So you guys got the waiver?
No.
Oh.
I think they were too busy rushing through all of A24 stuff, because A24 is indie, and they were just like, look, everything you guys are fighting for, we'll just agree to those terms. So we'll pay all the actors more. We'll do all this stuff. We had to agree to pay all the actors more, so we had to cut a pretty big scene towards the end of the movie that was going to cost a lot of money.
Not to be a Debbie Downer or to poo-poo on things. I'm on Variety, right?
I think I know the article you're going to bring up.
The SAG-AFTRA will no longer approve indie projects written under WGA contract.
Yeah, and I'm not in the Writers Guild, so
okay.
Yeah, still skating through just on the fact of being a 41-year-old failure. For once, it's working out for me.
still dodging all the poo that's flying in your direction, in John Cooper's direction. That's awesome.
Hey,
yep.
Kevin just doesn't qualify for the bare minimum, so he's good.
Yeah. I'm such a loser. I'm just flying under every single radar, every swinging blade.
The worst way to put it is they actually, Hollywood doesn't care about Kevin yet, so whatever.
Yeah, and just the fact that they're now like, all right, anything written by somebody in the guild can't get made during the strike. I'm hoping that just bumps our project up closer to their radar of approval.
So, like, John Cooper is at this part of the pile, and then the pile goes from up here all the way, like, right there.
Yeah, I think we just moved up a few spaces, so I don't know. We'll see. It's everybody that I've talked to seems fairly confident. Even like my brunch buddies who have been in the industry for decades are like, they assured me like, this is 100%. You are not looking bad from. I mean, they are real strict, like my friends, and they're like, yeah, you are 100% not doing anything that's going to come back to bite you later. Like, and SAG is the one who reached out and was like, hey, you guys should fill this out so you can film. So I'm taking that to mean as like, this is not scabby. If I took a job writing for one of these fucking soaps, those people are fucked. I can't even.
Come on, just write some jokes from General Hospital.
Like as somebody,
I mean, you should, but that you do that under a pen name, and you wear a disguise anytime you need to.
Yeah, go in his blackface.
Yeah,
yeah, because that won't have any. That's the way to avoid the scab blowback.
Yeah, you want to avoid trouble.
Yeah,
you want to avoid trouble for being a scab. Just go in blackface.
Yeah, joke's on you. I'm canceled. But I mean, that's also kind of going to fuck me. Not only am I going to, like, all those 3 weeks, I'm literally just sleeping 6 hours a night, if that, and then working the other 18 hours. So not even going to really be able to. That's another area where you'll be able to pull ahead, Shuddy. I'm not going to have any time to really get exercise in. Probably won't be able to eat as great as I would usually be eating. And I can't watch any horror movies or do my usual Halloween celebrations.
Then what you're going to, and pretty much you should just starve yourself during that time then.
Maybe. I'll just go on the Hollywood director diet. Just water and cocaine.
Yeah.
So James Cameron powered through Terminator 2, I heard.
But I have.
Allegedly.
I have been trying to work in the horror movies now. I usually do get started in August anyway, regardless.
Dude, I can't believe you're going to fucking decorate your house 10 weeks before Halloween.
I mean, they sometimes...
Sounds like you got a problem.
Uh-oh. I think my internet is fucking up.
The internet has been choppy today.
Yeah. I mean, I usually do start the first week in August, so I'm a little late this year. I like 3 solid months of observing.
Spooky season.
How fucking dare you? How dare you?
That's how it trends, dude. I'm just saying. I'm just, just going along with the trends.
Yeah.
Not trying to rock the boat,
Yeah. All right, well, we're officially locked in, Shuddy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I shared a Google Sheet with you guys.
So are we
It
just going to
is
do a
official.
weigh-in every week?
Yeah, why not?
All right, Jeff, you're going to have to dip into those Patreon funds and spring for a scale.
But if he's
God.
going to the gym, he just needs to weigh himself once while he's at the gym.
I can't be trusted, clearly. I think I do have to buy a scale. I don't trust myself to weigh myself at the gym, so maybe I'll just do that tonight. I'll just buy a fucking scale. If I bought one at the beginning of the podcast, I might be able to get one from Amazon by the time the end of the podcast ended. So I'll just buy a scale.
Amazon really delivers that quickly to you guys?
We get it pretty quick. I mean, that's a little strong, but it's pretty fast.
There like every now and then you'll like I've gotten stuff that comes same day.
Yeah.
But it's definitely rare. Well, Jeff, luckily for you, I think Molly definitely burned some calories.
I was sweating like crazy last night, so that was good.
So what did you do?
I ate a fuck ton.
Did you sleep like 2 hours in the Peter Pan suite and then drive home?
Yeah.
Is that just because you had to rush back for work?
Well, I would carpool with someone, and he didn't even have to rush back for work, but like, I don't know, everyone left the house early, so like we didn't want to be the only one in the house, and there was nothing for us to do. Right? It's time to hit the road. I'm surprised the guy was able to drive, but fuck it.
I mean, sleep, that's something you could do. I mean, I feel like like if I had a whole bunch of people over and, fed everybody Molly and mushrooms and we had shitloads of beer, kegs of beer and all that, I would not be knocking on everybody's door at 6 a.m. being like, all right, you got to go.
We borrowed. Kathy didn't have us over. We borrowed her place, and I think originally it was only supposed to be for the draft, and then like at like 8 or 9 o'clock, our buddy, the commissioner of the league, is like, "Hey, we're getting fucked up. Can we stay here, Aunt Kathy?" She's like, "Yeah, of course." She was cool about it, but I don't know. Between everyone, like a lot of these guys had families, so they're just early risers. They had to go back to their kids and stuff. So like, I don't know. My buddy was ready to hit the road, so we did.
Man, I want to party with Aunt Kathy. She sounds cool.
Dude, Aunt Kathy was fucking rad. She's a black belt and a sniper. If you saw this woman, you'd be like, what are you talking about? This doesn't compute. But yeah, she's an international woman of mystery, apparently.
Well, you guys got anything else? Or should we head on over to Patreon land?
I mean, I feel like we've covered most of it.
Shuddy, is there anything you need to get off your chest, your hairy, stretch-marked chest?
Nope, nothing I need to get off my soon-to-be svelte chest.
No one's fucking these titties.
You guys are going to lose.
Gonna be packed soon.
Well, look, I might lose just because, as everybody knows, muscle weighs more than fat, and I'm just so goddamn jacked that I'm gonna gain weight.
Yeah, I mean,
with all these super muscles.
You do turn that fat into muscle. You're right. If the rules are pretty strict, right? It's just like how big of a percentage of your body weight you lose. So you're playing with fire, Kevin. If you go to mostly a weightlifting plan. You're going to have to try anorexia or do some like legit fasting.
I'm going to start doing hard drugs again. Fuck it.
the Hollywood director diet, dude. Cocaine, water, that'll lose you some weight.
Just going to lean into the shit. Work for a whole bunch of other people. But thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. And if you need more MSPH in your life, please check out our Patreons, or our Patreon. It is the one thing currently keeping me afloat while I make this movie. So every subscriber matters a whole world's worth. And hey, it's like a give and take thing. You're giving a little bit to us, but you get to take our heart and souls that we pour into every Patreon episode every week, every episode of Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition, which I feel very proud to have my name attached to this season. I don't know about you fellers, but I feel like we're doing the Lord's work over there.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, the $5 to get into entry-level tier, Crafter Geoff is worth the price alone. That is worth its weight in Queef Wellingtons. And then the $10 tier has the video element. It's got all of our separate singular shows and the entire back catalog of Patreon stuff that's been up there since day one, which started almost 6 years ago, I think.
Which next week's What the Fuck Did I Just Watch should be a doozy.
Oh, which one's that?
What do you guys got on the docket?
Dom has chosen a movie called Spider Babe, which is an erotic thriller parody of Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie.
Oh, so you guys are watching a porno?
Pretty much.
Are you guys gonna jack it?
No.
Oh, porn and chicken. It's nice.
Spider Babe.
It's a good Wednesday in the dorms, you know?
Wow, this does have a letterbox page.
Sure does.
Well, Godspeed, Shuddy boy.
If you want to chuckle, more than you're already laughing, take a look at the films that the female star of this movie has also been in.
I just saw a review that mentioned the lead character's name is Patricia Porker.
Yeah. But the...
Oh, wow. Dick Shark jumps out to me. She starred in Dick Shark.
Satan's School for Lust.
The tagline for Dick Shark is, in this movie, women are the ones who say, don't use your teeth. Well, I don't envy you, Shuddy boy, having to sit through Spider Babe with Dominic, but hey.
The worst ways to get paid.
That's true. That is true.
This Patreon machine needs to keep chugging along, so if you're not a part, you're missing out. That FOMO you're feeling, it is very, very real. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Deal of the fucking
very
century.
Very real and very easy to quell.
Think about how much streaming services have raised their prices in the past 6 years. MSPH never raised its prices once.
Well, don't say that. We only had the $5 tier when we first started. And
no, I wouldn't say we didn't raise the price. That one's still $5.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
And if you would like to see our beautiful smiling faces through this, you can go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and watch the Zoom episodes of all these podcast offerings. You can see Shuddy Boy's super sweet Wu-Tang shirt. You can see when he lifted it and showed off his wet melons.
They were not wet.
And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Geoff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. Also, check out Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
Yeah, previewing the NFL season right this upcoming week. I'm doing the AFC and NFC South. I already did the AFC, NFC North, and the AFC, NFC West. So,
yeah, winter is
football
coming.
Season. Winter's right around the corner, Kevin. Well said.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for listening. But until next time, something.